Welcome back and good morning, Vietnam! Welcome back, guys, to another Souls Day episode. And let me just throw out a little disclaimer from here. I'm really hoping, I don't know if this will be possible or not, but I'm hoping to get the 3 Lord Souls within 3 episodes. The length of the episode I can't specify because that'll just be dependent upon how many times I die. But that's not really the big disclaimer. The big disclaimer is this. I will do only the things that will lead me to each individual Lord Soul. Any other small thing I may have missed, or a small boss fight that I decided to skip, as most of the ones I'll skip, well, I think it's only one actually, but the one I know in this episode I'll skip benefits me with nothing in terms of the boss's soul, gives me nothing pretty much. I get nothing from the boss by fighting the Demon Fire Sage for this build, so I'll completely skip that. And I'll just make it straight to both invasions by Kirk and the Bit of Chaos to get that Lord Soul. So, just a big shout out in the next 3 episodes just for the Lord Soul. I need to get this playthrough finished. I think it's gone longer than it's needed to go. I need to take this to New Game Plus so that the PvP may actually begin. Whether or not I will upload PvP videos, I might, I guess, once in a while, as I don't know. I don't really see myself playing the DLC as much as I played it the last time, and I enjoyed it, but it felt like a waste of time to me. Not saying that it's bad, but in terms of YouTube restraints, time and life and recording, I believe I just don't have the time for it. Maybe it will be a short little Christmas present or a New Year's present for you guys. Actually, I think I'll do that. Yeah, maybe after Christmas or before Christmas, I'll do the Prepare to Die content just as a little Dark Souls recap after this playthrough is done. So yeah, guys, I'm sorry if you feel disappointed, but I do promise you this: I will get all the Lord Souls. And if before the fight with Gwyn I do decide to go get something I forgot, well, not forgot, but if I do decide to go get something that I left behind intentionally, then I will go back and get it. And if anyone wants to see this, I'll be glad enough to record it for you. Because from now the pathing will be as follows. From this Demon Ruins / Bit of Chaos section, I will go to the ruins of New Londo. From New Londo, I will release the floodgates, get the Red Tearstone ring if I don't already have it. No, I don't. Get that. And let's see, release the floodgates, and of course, plunge straight into the Abyss. After I fight the Abyss, not fight the Abyss, but fight the 4 kings in the Abyss, I will gladly farm up a few Titanite chunks in the meanwhile, because I need to get my Man-Serpent Greatsword, Demon Great Axe, and probably one other weapon to plus 14 at least. Minimum is plus 14. So I'll have to do that farming probably after the 4 kings. Or before, I don't know. Depends on time, like I said. And of course it depends on whether or not I feel like playing the game. But that will be my part. I won't really spend much more time there. Just look for the very large ember, and then floodgates, then 4 kings. After that, since I won't be using any dragon weapons, as I won't do the DLC to get the weapon from Calamite, is it the Obsidian Greatsword? I think that's the only dragon weapon I would actually like to use. Oh, actually there is the dragon. Yeah, I still need to do the Great Hollows just to go get that weapon. Actually, I think I'll do that as like a last ditch before before actually going to the kiln of the first flame. But yeah, so that's the Great Hollows. And then, so after the kiln, I'll go to the Duke's Archives and go straight for Seath. I don't think I'll spend much time in the Duke's Archives. Let's see. Yeah, not really. I won't spend much time there. No point for me really. Because the most important items that are in there are miracles and sorceries, of which this build has nothing to do with either. So if I do decide to clear out the Duke's Archives in terms of items, I might just do it off camera. That's at least my plan. And then after I get all 3 Lord Souls, like I said, any other small tidbit that I'd left unchecked, I'll definitely check and get the stuff. If anyone wants to see it, they can leave a comment or something, and then I'll put it in the items. I'll put a short little clip on the channel. If no one says anything, then I guess I'll take it upon myself to decide whether or not to upload a Said video or not. Probably not, but anyway, that's that. And then pretty much after I defeat Gwyn, that's pretty much it, actually. I don't think I'll be able to do the DLC though, because wait, but your items do carry over. So yeah, I'll be able to do the DLC, but it'll be in New Game Plus, which is okay. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that much, I believe. But yeah, that's pretty much my plan. As you can see here, I was just fighting off the horde of what are these guys? Not Taurus demons. Yeah, Taurus demons that are guarding the Chaos Flame Ember. And let's see. Oh, something funny happened this playthrough. Not funny, but stupid, really. And that is after I'd cleared this area, I was waiting for Kirk to invade. I was waiting and waiting and waiting. And I remember the first time I played this game, not the first time I played the game, but the first time I heard about Kirk, and then I did a playthrough. And in this playthrough, I told myself, I really need to make this guy appear. Then I checked out YouTube and saw all the videos that had to do with Kirk and where to find him and how to make him invade you. So when I finally found out about this guy, I did this playthrough. And I remember the same thing happened. I was wondering to myself, why isn't he invading? Why isn't he invading? As you can see, I'm just running up and down here, just thinking to myself, this is like that last time when I forgot the one key thing that will actually make him invade you. And I was really baffled. I was like, oh man, come on. I'm recording and yet I'm wasting so much time waiting for this guy to invade. But as I soon, well not soon, but at some point in time I ended up remembering that you actually need to have placed the Lord Vessel. And then when all the 3 seals are broken, that's when Kirk will actually invade you. So yeah, it's quite a lot of dallying up and down waiting. I'd even walked away from the PC at some point when I just stopped the recording, just to see if it was just my game bugging out. But it wasn't, of course. I had messed up. So yeah, don't forget guys, you have to place the Lord Vessel. So anyway, while my character is just standing there waiting for a Kirk that will never appear, let's talk about something that caught my attention. And that is Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2. From the trailers I've seen, that game seems, well, there's hope. That's all I can say for now. And if I do get it, I don't know. Maybe I'll record it, maybe I won't. Like I said, I was planning on doing a Lords of Shadow playthrough after this Souls Day. And hopefully I'll do it live just to save on time. But also doing it live means that there won't be as much detail as me rewatching my video and giving you post commentary. So, for example, if I'm recording live, any mistakes I make, I will and I might not be able to see at the time, you know. So, anyway, we'll see. We'll see as time goes on. But yeah, you should check out the trailer. Look for the story trailer for Lords of Shadow 2. From what I understand, it's you take upon the role of former Gabriel, which is now Dracula, and Dracula has woken up in a modern day, like he was asleep for a very long time, and is now this old decrepit form, is a shell of his former glory, and he's distraught by this. You know, he's sad because before he slept, he felt himself losing grasp on his power, and because he himself was now tired of being immortal, he just wanted to die. But as it says, God had forsaken him, and there was just no way he could die. So when he woke up and found how the world had moved on and no one cared about Dracula, he lost it. You know, he was really depressed and angry about the situation he's found himself in, where it seems to have gotten worse and worse. But then his old friend Zobek, that he had met during the times of when he was still Gabriel, struck him a deal and told him that if you help me, then I will give you a favor in return and help you finally rest in peace and take away your curse of immortality. So just from that storyline and the videos I've seen here and there, and a few other tidbits of the other characters in the game and the concept arts, I'm really psyched up for it. I hope it will be a good game, because with the first Lords of Shadow, well, I'm not gonna say much because I actually want to record it. But for the first Lords of Shadow, the main problem that people felt was that it's a reboot of the Castlevania series. That's all fair and fine, you know. If you reboot something and make it good, even though you're changing it, as long as it's good, it's okay, you know. But then the problem with the reboot was that, one, Dracula was nowhere in sight in terms of the lore and the story. Well, at least until the end. But how can I say this? The way in which the game played, as much as the initial the original Castlevania games had combat, puzzles, lore, and platforming, right? Lords of Shadow still had this, but with the way the story was distorted, with the lack of Dracula thereof, which was like the main axis of the story, and the combat not as innovative, because people were saying that it feels something akin to God of War and a little bit of olden Castlevania mechanics, and so people weren't so happy about this. But it wasn't a disaster. It was just not something new and fresh. It was like the developers just tried to get the best bits of most games that have made an impact in the career of games as we know it, and try to cram them into this one game, which is Lords of Shadow. So yeah, it was okay. Like I said, I'm gonna play it and we're gonna experience this together. And just a disclaimer, with Lords of Shadow 1, I never actually even played the game. I just watched a couple of videos on it when it came out, when it finally came out on PC. Because before, when it was still on console, I was like, I don't care about this, because it's on console and I don't have one. So I didn't bother myself. But when it came out on PC, I checked out some vids, as I had read about it before in the past, and saw some videos, saw a few walkthroughs just of a few levels, nothing major, nothing to spoil the game for me. Saw a few trailers and I was like, yeah, I'll do it. I'd always read about this game. Now I've got the chance to actually play it. I'll do it. So that's what I want to do. So I hope. wow. Guys, that's what we call grade A bullshit. But more on game development and grade A bullshit from FromSoft when we get to Bed of Chaos. But for now, that was just me talking about Castlevania and how I believe the second one that's coming out might be a good game. I hope it will be, because I want to play it. Yeah, that's pretty much that. One thing I never used to understand about the Demon Ruins is from the lore, right? When the first flames are starting to fade, Gwyn sought, like, how can I say this, like an audience with the Witch of Izalith, and at the time Izalith was probably still a functioning city in this underground cavern. So Gwyn talked to her and said, Witch of Izalith, the fire is flaming, the fire is flaming, really, the fire is fading. Could you try use your knowledge and sorceries and fire to try recreate this fire? So I'm assuming that no force was used, and the Witch of Izalith agreed readily, as the flame fading would affect her, as she too was a lord. She had a lord soul within her, so this was something of concern to her as well. So so when she tried to help Lord Gwyn, she took the only daughters she did not take were the Fair Lady, Quailag, Quailana, and and of course Ceaseless Discharge, and the daughter that he's protecting, her corpse, like the corpse of the daughter where you find Ceaseless Discharge protecting. So those were all the siblings that were not taken to this event of replication of the flame. The rest of them went with the Witch of Izalith, their mother. And so the story was that when she tried to replicate the first flame, she used her art in fire and sorcery and soul to try to recreate a flame. But then instead of creating a bed of life, that's when a bed of chaos was made. And this bed of chaos swallowed her and her daughters, and became this grotesque form. And when this grotesque form was this amalgam of the daughters and chaos was formed, that's when the bed of chaos started producing life, and this life were the demons. So the demons were as a result of the bed of chaos. So like a friend of mine, Cypher, once said, he was like, as much as you would say it was a failure to reproduce life because it didn't help prolong the fire that Gwyn is seeking to hold on to, it wasn't actually a failure, because she had managed to create a bed of life. But then this bed of life managed to create a new fire. But then the problem was that this fire was chaotic, it was uncontrollable, and sadly, as much as it was a bed of life, it brought about the wrong life, and this life form came in the form of demons. So it's quite an interesting point of view, because you could ask yourself, like, if she never made, if her bed of life that she was trying to create was successful, then instead of creating a flame of chaos, the initial flame would have been created again, right? And it would, of course, this would prolong their time in existence. But then instead of demons existing or coming out of this bed of life, what else could have been made? So I believe the Witch of Izalith is actually was actually a really powerful being. And I guess she's just breathtaking. Anyway. So as you can see now, I decided to talk to King Seeker Framt. I'm not really interested in the Darkstalkers, the Dark Wraith Covenant for this time round. I'm not really interested in that, as it's still just new game, and I'm just rushing to finish the game. So I wasn't really gonna wait to go back to New Londo and find after the Four Kings, find and talk to Darkstalker Kaith, and then go back to Izalith to fight Kirk. I wasn't really gonna do that. I wasn't gonna waste my time. So I decided to talk to Framt. I don't think I'll have much use for him anyway. I just used him for the sake of placing the Lord Vessel and continuing with the progress that I had set for myself, as I didn't want this playthrough to go on any longer than it should, as I believe it's unnecessarily long, and I've got other projects I would like to undertake with my channel anyway. As much as I love Dark Souls, I want to try out a few more things, at least one or two more things before Dark Souls 2 comes out. Because when Dark Souls 2 comes out, I'm gonna have to devote quite a bit of time on that as well. So I don't think most things have been exposed by the community over time. I mean, this game's been out for 2 years, or close to 2 years, and therefore, you know, there's really not much left within this game. The only thing that's still keeping the game going in terms of content is the community itself. The community is still driving and pushing for this game to continue entertaining people in terms of PvP and other Dark Souls content. So me giving you guys a full walkthrough of each nook and cranny is not really gonna help, because I can bet there are a bajillion of those. Yes, not a billion, a bajillion of those walkthroughs out there. So surely, if you really want to find the location of one, for example, if you really want to find the location of the greater magic weapon or crystal magic weapon sorcery, I don't think you would be watching a, for example, 40-minute long video just for that. You just type in where to find greater magic weapon and you probably find like a 1-minute video of it. So I'm not that kind of gamer. As I had said in the beginning, well, at least I think I said in the beginning, this is just gonna be a casual playthrough of Dark Souls in which I will just voice my thoughts about the game as we play. That's all. That's all this is. It's not a guide. It's not a complete walkthrough. It's not 100% Dark Souls in-game information and content. No, it's not that deep. It's just me talking to you about this game and what I like about it and what I think about it. So anyway, as you can see, Kirk finally invaded me, and he died as quick as he came. So I was happy about that. I was like, finally, Kirk is dead, so now I can go kill him again in near the Bit of Chaos. And I managed to snag the spiked shield and the barbed straight sword, which is all good with me. I don't know. I might use the barbed straight sword if I feel like it. But anyway, it's like I said, if I find the need to continue with the PvP in New Game Plus, I'll do it, and I'll gladly upload videos for you guys. If not, then I guess life goes on, and you guys can find someone else's PvP videos to watch. Not exactly everything to do with me. So let's see. Kirk has invaded. Now my next objective was to go access the Chaos Covenant shortcut. And as you saw, I think I don't know if I showed my stats anytime recently, but if I did show my stats, you'll see that I am Chaos Covenant rank 2, which I believe should be enough for you to access the shortcut. Why Chaos Covenant plus 2? I honestly don't know. What being in the Chaos Covenant and being rank 2 has to do with opening the shortcut. But the reason of opening the shortcut is to save Soleil. Since Soleil is searching for this grossly incandescent sun that he has been looking for this whole time, you'd come to assume that when you meet him in Izalith, he searches for the sun in Izalith as well, but is slowly starting to lose hope. It's like someone lied to him. Well, it seems as if someone lied to him, because like what he thought isn't anymore, you know what I mean? It's like the sun is fake, it was all a lie, and there's no hope to be had. That's how he feels, and he's slowly losing hope. So if you go through the Demon Fire Sage way and fight the Centipede and go through Izalith from that entrance, then you'll meet Soleil on the other side of this wall. But as you saw, there were those maggots, those sunlight maggots that drop sunlight medals. The problem is one of them has the sunlight helmet, the sunlight maggot helmet, and if you think of it from a low perspective, it's like in this dark, evil, gloomy place, he finally found the sun. He found the shining beacon, which is the sunlight maggot. Well, in his eyes, of course, he may not see it as just a sunlight maggot, but just this sun, this beacon of hope. But then, as he embraces the maggot takes control and turns him hollow. And that will be the end of Soleil. And I personally like Soleil as a character. He's a decent guy. I think is the only person, I dare say is the only person in this game who's directly open with you and tells you his intentions from the get-go. I believe he does not try to use you, but he is quite secretive about I guess about the overall grand scheme, like what the sun he's searching for is. He's not specific in his words, but at least he doesn't directly lie to you. So yeah, that's just my take on Soleil. So and I always try my best to fight the laziness and actually decide to save him. Just another thing, I guess I'll have to watch one of my videos before this. When I fell through this trap floor where you're supposed to meet up with Sigmar, he wasn't actually there. Whether it's because I had to maybe quit and come back in, I'm not sure. But I feel that maybe I might have missed like a quest indicator with him. I'm not too sure, because as you can tell, he's not on the other side of the gap at all. Wasted time running around, sadly. I was thinking maybe the game could have glitched and put him in another spot, and then I personally just got stuck. But when I dropped down, I saw he wasn't there. Looked across, he wasn't there. Yeah, it was a bummer. But maybe I'll try look for him somewhere else in Lordran, and then try continue this quest if it's still possible to do so, since I'll technically beat the Bed of Chaos. But anyway, like I said, such is life. Nothing can be 100%, but at least we try. As you can see, he's not actually standing there, even though he's supposed to be. So maybe there was some dialogue I was supposed to get from him in Firelink. As you guys remember, in Orlando, I did everything he said I should do, and he was in Firelink Shrine the last time I checked. Whether I talked to him or not, I'm not too sure, but I think I did. Oh, wait, hold on a second. I think I'm supposed to meet him in the swamp. Yeah. Well, I guess that's my fault. In the next video, I guess I'll do that. Will I? No, not really. I think I'll save it for the cleanup vid before the fight with Gwyn. What I'll do is I will go talk to him in the swamp, come back here to Izalith, and finish that. And then I'll go to the Great Hollow, where I should find him by Ash Lake again, and then get the dragon sword, and then go fight Gwyn. So yeah, I guess I'll have to try remind myself about that before I finish the game. But yeah, I totally forgot. You should find him in the swamp where he asks you about. He's saying the poison is stressing him out, and he asks you for moss, and you're supposed to give him. So yeah, I guess we'll say about that later. Oh, that's actually funny. Like I said, I'm still trying my best to get used to this the moveset and the swing speed of this Demon Great Machete. It's just too weird for me right now, and it made this fight way harder than it was supposed to be. I was supposed to like at least try get a backstab off on one of the daughters of the Witch of Izalith here, the one who protects the Bed of Chaos. I don't really know whether she is Quelana, because Quelana, you find her in, well, if you're lucky, I believe it's a random occurrence of you seeing Quelana in Blighttown, as it's believed that only high-skilled pyromancers can actually like have the skill enough to actually see her. So maybe I have to go there with the +10 glove. But I've been there with the +10 glove before, and she wasn't there. And I went in one of the old videos with just no glove or a normal glove, and she still wasn't there. So I guess I'm just the one who's unlucky and not and not seeing her, or maybe I'm the one who's doing something wrong. But anyway, one thing I know from previous videos I have watched is if you come to the Bed of Chaos and kill this Daughter of Chaos before talking to her, then she'll never appear in Blighttown. I've never seen a video where that has actually occurred. But I don't know. It's not a game breaker, as this is not gonna be a build that also uses pyromancies. It's one of those, I could use the pyromancies, I could upgrade the glove and actually use what I have, but it won't destroy the build. It's not a build that's focused on pyromancies, so I could include them later on, but it's not necessary for me to actually have them. But anyway, if you've come this far, well, thank you. And now we're actually gonna go on to the Bed of Chaos. And let me just throw this disclaimer out. If someone gave me a demo of Dark Souls before it was released, and the demo was the Bed of Chaos boss fight, I would have given this game at least at most 1 out of 10. As I believe this is the most buggy, imbalanced, and most gimmick of a boss that was ever put in this game. I think there's no uploader I've met who's actually enjoyed this Bed of Chaos fight. It's similar to the Dragon God in Demon Souls, where you use the crossbow and stuff. It's really stupid. I don't like it. If this was the demo of Dark Souls, I don't think I would have ever played this game so long ago. I think I would have just said, nah, it's a boring game. it's said to be difficult, but yet the boss fights are so stupid and so gimmicky. There's no point. But that's just me. I hope such boss fights don't exist in Dark Souls 2. I hope they scrap these types of gimmick boss fights where it's just about implementing a method and following through with this method and then hoping that they die. Where it's not actually about your physical strength. It's like it didn't matter whether you came here with no weapons or not, you can still do this fight. It doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with actual fighting or skill. Well, I guess the skill is not dying. But anyway, guys, welcome to the Bed of Chaos. I died a bajillion times here, so I decided to cut out all my bajillion deaths, as I think this video would have been about 2 to 3 hours long. So yes, you'll see I'll cut out to different moments, and I'll cut out to different moments just for you guys to see how I went about the fight, as I was dying many times. So after you blow up the first orb, the best is to actually just quit and reload and restart, refresh your positioning before the floor starts breaking. But I didn't do that because I had summoned someone else, so I was like, let me try be good. I actually thought he was helping me and maybe he was already running to the other orb, but he was actually doing nothing. I don't think he was actually doing anything, because if he had run to the other orb, he could have triggered that sequence when I triggered the first one, but he was doing nothing. I don't think he actually even came into the room. Then the Bed of Chaos just smacked me, and that was that. So I ran back in, and I ran to the corner next to the second orb. And it's advisable that you have a bow for this. You can do it the melee way, that like you did with the first one, but it's much harder. So if you come to this corner, the boss cannot touch you. Believe me, nothing can touch you in this corner. It's like when you drop down, there'll be the gap to the left and then the second gap to the left. Can't be touched when you're by that wall. So you just need to get there and fire off with your bow, break the twigs, and then hope that you can hit the floor exactly where the second orb is. So here I was having some troubles with the Faris bow, just the Faris black bow. So I was looking for my other options, but then I had no choice. So it's really hard. I find it hard, like with mouse, to get good aiming with the bow. So that's actually why I never ended up upgrading the bow in the beginning of the game, like I had said I would. But it's a really tricky shot, but then I ended up getting it. It's a really hard shot for me to make with my mouse, and but I made it. And like I said, another good thing to do after you break the second orb is quit and reload. I don't know if I did it now, but I'm not too sure. Let's see, what did I do? Yes, I think I quit and loaded. What this does is it stops the boss from making any more further actions to compromise your positioning. So for example, after breaking the first orb, if you try to run, all the floor you're running on will start to break, and your space to move becomes very limited. But if you quit and reload, you start from outside the fog gate, you slide down, and then the floor will still be intact, but then as much as you may run and the floor starts breaking, at least you're in a better position where all the floor is still there and you're in the center of the room, with the distance split 50-50 from left to right, meaning there's less distance to run as compared to running from the orb to the right to the orb to the left. So yeah, as you can see, this is just talking nonsense. You think if it's a boss fight, it's all about skill and knowledge on the matchup, but it's just a gimmick fight, as I said, and I wasn't gonna like this game if this was like the demo of the game, like, welcome to Dark Souls, have a playthrough, check how awesome this game is, and then they put me in like a Bed of Chaos boss fight. I was gonna be like, this is crap. This is just a stupid fight. So when you get close, as you can see, he opens the floor. To make that jump, you can just roll, or run and jump, but I missed that jump. I pressed space way too late, and then I died. So I had to run all the way back again. This was like my bajillion and one times dying, and here we go again. What you're supposed to do is try bait out the swipes, and when you bait out the swipes, wait for the second swipe to come through, and then you just run for it. So yeah, I was still fooling around here trying to get like, I wanted like perfect timing, but then there's no real perfect timing. Just go, because when you jump there's the chance that it'll smack you down again. But luckily enough I was okay. I was almost smacked down, but then I made it. And that's it, guys. That's the bit of chaos, the supposed boss fight of whatever, this Lord Soul. I think maybe they should have just kept a hollowed out version of the Witcher Fizzlet or something, and you made you fight that. I think it would have been more entertaining than this nonsense. But anyway, thanks guys. That was another Souls Day episode, and I hope to check you out another time.